Lee, I think the value of Nvidia is overstated by maybe double, AMD
Uh-oh.
about the same. And here's why. And I've seen some analysts write about this. This isn't me just, going off like a nut. It is not okay for Nvidia to invest money in OpenAI and for OpenAI to buy chips from them. Now, I'm going to read you the latest of these. This is from the Wall Street Journal. Okay. OpenAI will receive warrants for up to 160 million AMD shares, roughly 10% of the chip company, or 1 cent a share. Okay.
That's a
Now,
good deal.
are
That's a
there some
good deal.
bogeys they have to hit? Yes. But listen, I wrote just a few minutes ago to the Financial Accounting Standards Board, to their chairman and to the chairman of the SEC. I'm not the only person who thinks that this is bogus.
No.
This is basically buying revenue. Some of
Circular
it's balance
economy.
sheet
Yeah.
transaction. You know, if you look at if you look over the P&L and the balance sheet and you put those down, you say, what's the relationship between these two things? I'm telling you right now that that revenue recognition is bogus. Okay. And if the Financial Accounting Standards Board or the SEC says what I just said, the price, forget NVIDIA's $4 trillion valuation. You can just watch that go down by half. You can watch AMD fall apart. They can get away with it over at OpenAI because, the valuation's a joke. It's $500 billion. It's worth the same as like,
Yeah, the OpenAI valuation is ridiculous.
it's the same as Exxon.
They
It's the
don't
same as
make
Exxon.
money.
Can you believe it's the same as Exxon? Seriously. I mean,
No, I can't because Exxon's a gigantic corporation that prints money.
so if you said to me right now, what will cause a stock market collapse? What will cause a 2001, 2002 cratering? When you and I remember this, the
I
Nasdaq
remember
dropped.
it well.
Nasdaq dropped 78% from the peak to the trough.
Yep,
78%.
I remember it.
Are we going to get a correction that size? Probably not. Are we going to get a real correction? Mostly because of this bogus revenue. Back then it was companies running out of money. That's fine. Now it's the questionability of revenue.
Yeah,
And
and that's a lot bigger than just really not having any revenue. It really is because it's almost like it's manufactured. Again, OpenAI doesn't make any money. And they just have a huge valuation. They keep getting money poured into them, which is how they buy chips, for chat and all that. But it's like, isn't there a point when this is kind of like funny money and it's not really kosher?
I don't know if
Like
you remember
now?
this, but it used to be that when you were a partner with AOL, they would invest in your company and then you would buy traffic from them.
Right.
So, listen, I don't want to say that this is like the internet bubble. It's not, but the practices here I don't like. They
Yeah,
are
and
not
somebody's
normal
going to have
business
to address
practices.
this because it just can't, you can't continue to build these gigantic companies on money that's really just shifted back and forth. It's just and granted, Nvidia has other clients and other people buying their chips, but they're investing in a lot of other companies. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
I'll leave people with this thought. General Motors invests in Avis, and Avis buys a bunch of GM cars.
Right.
I want to tell everybody right now, these transactions are very similar to what I just described.
Yep.
Keep an eye on us, keep an eye on the newspapers. This what we're talking about right now, this debate is just starting and it's going to be settled by the government, okay?
Yep.
Or the Financial Accounting Standards Board.
Yep.
If you had to say who will render the first opinion on this, they are the ones, and they are basically, when it comes to accounting, They're the only store in town.
Yep, they are. And like you said, it's just now starting to get around. In the major media and financial media, you're starting to see this now. You're starting to see it. People are talking about it. Is there an AI boom bust bubble? You know, and it's like, okay, well, now they're starting to talk about it. They'll get serious about it in about 6 months.
They will.